I'm still me again. Um, okay, so one of my brothers is going through a messy breakup, and his ex is a full blown fucking psychopath. And, well, no, actually, like, proper crazy person with pills in the whole nine yards who went off their meds and is proper crazy right now and doesn't want to go on meds and doesn't want to fix the situation at all. So my brother's having to deal with getting this crazy person out of his life. And so, me being who I am, I offer to go over there with a baseball bat and help him fix the situation. And he is trying to do this. Yeah, I don't know how to put this. He's trying to do this in a very civilized manner. And with me sitting here telling him that only takes 4 pounds of pressure to break, 5 pounds of pressure to break a person's nose, 7 pounds of pressure to break a person's fingers, and 13 pounds of pressure to pull off a guy's nutsack. Um, he keeps telling me that he's fine and he doesn't need my assistance. I don't tell him these things so he can actually do them. I tell him these things so that I guess he's more empowered in the moment, that he knows he's got a little something up on him just in case. Not that he'd actually use it, I would, but not that he would, you know. And it makes him feel a little bit better that I'm on his side, and I have his back. And sure, I'm a half a mile away from his house, but I would run over there if needs be, because that's my family and that's who I love. That's someone who I love dearly. And I would do that for any member of my family, by the way. That's just me. I will grab my shit and run over there and be like, I'm here. Let's do this. I'll take care of you. But while he's going through this, he's reading my horoscope and telling me how I'm going to find the love of my life this week. Now, given that I'm a hermit and I stay locked up in my house on purpose, I don't see how this is going to happen unless Mr. Right is going to show up at my door, like one of those change your electric provider or whatever, your electricity provider. I don't see how that's going to happen at all. And then he and I were talking about what kind of qualities my Mr. Right should have and the dynamic personality that he must have and how he has to capture, you know, he has to capture my attention. He has to be able to retain, not just capture my attention, but retain it. And he has to truly impress me, which is something most men don't do. You see one, you've seen them all. They're fun to hang out with, but they're not really. eh, mm, I haven't felt a need to keep one in quite some time. I used to feel a need to keep one, not even for them per se. I was married to one because I felt that I needed a father for my child. He was neither a husband nor a father, and so I got happily divorced. And there went that. I mean, there's a whole lot more to that story, and if you want to know it, buy the book. I'm not telling that story anymore. Um, in the description, you'll find it somewhere. Uh, but my brother sat there and told me that I should, because of the way that I handle breakups and the way that I handle my men and the way that I handle dealing with situations, certain situations, he said that I should put up a YouTube channel on how to handle these situations decisively and with a strong command of the situation. Because today, he spent his entire day waiting for his ex to come over and pick up his stuff. Now, my advice to him originally was, well, have him come over at between 3 and 4 o'clock. Oh, well, I told him to come by before evening time. Okay, well, yeah, but that leaves you open to whenever the fuck he wants to show up, he'll show up. And you're allowing him the power in that respect. You don't want to do that with him. You want him to show up, take his shit, and be gone. So be decisive about the amount of time that you are leaving him open to. So, the people that he had in his house at the time that made him feel safe about the guy coming over are leaving. And so he had to call up the ex and be like, well, today's not going to work. You're going to have to come by tomorrow. He said before evening. So he was trying to give a more concise time, but I don't know, man. When I had the ex come over and pick up his shit, I told him, be here between 3 and 4. And he wasn't. And then neither was I. Because fuck that. My time is much more precious than yours. And if you're not going to be here in time to pick up your shit, clearly you don't want your shit. And so I went out. He called me for the next week, straight, every single day. I didn't answer. And then the following week, I called him. And I said, okay, are you for real now? Are you going to come pick up your shit? And he got mad at me, like, oh, well, you could have answered your phone. Yeah, I probably could have. You could have shown up when I told you to. But now we both see how important our time is to ourselves. And now you can come within the time that I have told you that you can come. Or you do not get your shit at all. And I can put it out in the street. Up to you, man. And so he came over in the time allotted, actually. I was getting ready to leave because I'm that crazy bitch. He was within a half hour of the time. So I still had a half hour before I was able to leave in good conscience. So I allowed him to pick up his shit. And that's how it goes. Because you have to be definitive with these people, or they will take every single advantage they can. You're coming here to pick up your clothes? Great. How's about tomorrow between 4 and 6? You're giving enough time. A 2-hour window. You can come here, pick up 3 of your boxes, go home, come back, pick up 3 more of your boxes, and leave within that time. I don't see a problem with this. I'm giving you plenty of time. This is me being generous with my time. But if you don't show up within that time, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I don't understand why everyone else keeps bending over backwards being like, oh, well, he couldn't make it in time because of work. Well, that's not my problem. And that's the thing. Once an ex is an ex, people keep forgetting that they are now no longer your problem. That's it. The ex is gone. They're in the past. It's over with. So they are no longer your problem. Now, if they try to make themselves your problem, you have every right to tell them to go fuck themselves. Now, you could be a little kinder than me, and instead of saying go fuck yourself, you give them the time limits and then you walk off. Don't have to say to go fuck yourself. Just walk off. Walk away. Don't let them get what it is they want to get when they want to get it, because you are not Burger King. You are a human person, and you have feelings, you have a life, you have a right to your time not being shit on by another person. You have a right to people not using you and treating you like a doormat. You have every right to all of those wonderful things. You have to assert that right. You do. You have to reach out, grab that right, and let people know this is yours. The time that they are asking for is yours to allot to them. If you do not wish for them to take up your time, don't let them. Do not answer the phone. Do not answer the door when they show up. Leave. Leave the house. Do not be there when they come over. Why? Because they are not your responsibility. You do not have to show up for them. You do not have to be there for them. When they call and they want to cry at you about how much they miss you, that's their fucking problem. Of course they miss you. They fucked up and you walked off. That's it. It's done. It's over with. It really is. Oh, baby, I've changed. I'm coming back all new. No, you know what? The only reason why they have changed is because you walked away. And now let me explain this to you. They will only stay changed if you stay away. Now, this works in this really weird way, okay? You stay away, and somewhere down the line, they're going to find someone and be with that person the way that you wanted them to be with you, because they learned their lesson with you. But since you didn't backpedal and you didn't give them what they wanted, they're not going to make that mistake again with another person. See where I'm coming from? You understand? So the only way for them to learn is if you stick to your guns. Sure, it's socially responsible and you're helping out someone else further down the line in the future, and it's not really great for you because you're still alone in that, but that's okay because you're no longer dealing with them. Because if you did let them back in through the door, you know what happens. They revert right back into being the asshole that you kicked out to begin with. That's just a fact. That's how shit goes down. And I don't know any other way to put it. I know. I was raised by gangsters and street thugs and whatnot, so I say shit and fuck a lot. But what I'm saying isn't any less valid because of it. Think about that. Get back to me. We'll talk soon.